Good day, everyone. Napoleon. So we're going to go over some short-term BTC price action. We're going to see what's going on. We've had some very tight price activity within the $6,000, 66, 68, just below $7,000 range. Today's April the 15th, 2020. We're just going to kind of open the charts to see what's going on. Is this thing going to go up? Is it going to go down, sideways? What's the deal? So we're going to be going over all that and more. If that piques your interest, be sure to stick around till the end. So without further ado, let's dive into the charts here, shall we? Okay, so we'll keep this video pretty simple. I think we'll take a look at the 1 day, 3 day, and perhaps even the weekly, just to point out some signs that I'm seeing. It's showtime, guys. It's now or never for BTC. I had some pretty bullish price targets at about $7,600 is where I wanted to see BTC here in the short term. But I'm not sure if we're going to see that. I'm still optimistic. However, I'm not long in the markets as of now. But I will say that BTC has about less than 24 hours to show some sort of strength in the markets. Otherwise, conservatively speaking, we should see a $6,000 BTC here within 24 hours. I'd like to speculate and say. But I mean, so far, BTC is definitely holding these areas in which it has been holding for quite some time. Just, the range, I guess, above 6,500. It's been above 6,500 ever since about April the 1st. So we've spent the majority of this month above $6,500. Okay? So the one thing that I'm not liking, so I speculated the other day, I'm not sure what day it was, that we were consolidating within a potential bullish, a bearish consolidation range. And I'll just go ahead and point that out for you guys here. I can see it here on the daily. So this is the bearish consolidation range. For those of you listening in, this range is going to be at about $5,600 all the way up to $6,900. So let's just make this a little bit more bearish friendly with the colors here. And as you can see, it was a, rising wedge that the pattern was kind of trapped within. Of course, let me just kind of point that out here. I'm just saying it. So it was kind of within this rising wedge here. Now, this area concerns me. I'll be honest, guys. This really, really, really concerns me. There we go. Now, this area right here concerns me. This would be considered a very bearish price activity just above, because it's basically it's like a fake out, right? Like it breaks above the resistance line, does a little bit of consolidating, looks about 3 days or so, and then it breaks back down. To me, that is the necessary move to accumulate a lot more momentum to make the impulse leg to the downside that much more aggressive. Now, again, I don't want to sound very bearish on BTC because it still has the opportunity to make its way up to $7,000. But this must happen in a very short period of time. I'm talking less than 24 hours. I'd say, I guess to be optimistic, 48 hours from today, from now, right now. This is the daily candles we're looking at here. We got about 20 hours till close. So I'd say, this 20 hours here, we'll know, or the following 24 hours, today or tomorrow, guys. This thing has to move, because the way that I understand candlestick patterns and with relations to the volume, it looks like the selling pressure in the market is like, listen, I mean, this is enough, okay? It's time to push the price down. My first conservative target would be $6,000. Just like that. It wouldn't take longer than a 4-hour or 6-hour candle to display that price level. My opinion, of course. Let's see if we can go down a little bit more. Remember, guys, I'll never show the lower time frames like the 4-hour, the 1 hour, God no, not a 15-minute. It's only because I have respect for my viewers, and I believe in us always educating ourselves and giving ourselves a fair chance to understand candlestick patterns with relation to the volume on this channel, and I want to always do that. So enough rambling. So this is the 12-hour candles here. So the reason that I'm a little concerned with this, and again, this is the as you can see, it's a little bit larger here. This entire range, to me personally, is a bearish accumulation range. Everything within this this range here, okay, 5,600 up to 6,900. And the reason that I'm speculating that it is because of this bearish candle. Oh, this bearish candle right here that came in on, let's see, March the 20th. So this candle right here is making me a little nervous. This candle right there. I'll put it green so you can see it there. There you go. So this candle is making me nervous. This is it's a reversal candle. I'm not sure of the exact name of the candle, but the way that I look at candlesticks is when I see a bearish candle displayed on the chart, I simply take my rectangular boxed area, and, you know, as you can see here, I just kind of outlined it here from the top, from the wicks. I do it from wick to wick, top of the wick, bottom of the wick, and I just put a range out, right? So the more time that the price action, you know, performs its activities within this range, the more time that the bears are accumulating to make the impulse leg to the downside that much more aggressive. And again, this is my opinion, and this is also assuming that BTC doesn't get above 7,100 within the next 48 hours. I'm saying more like 24 hours. Like, it has to do it. Enough is enough. Okay, it's been tinkering around in this area above 6,500 ever since the beginning of April, and this was the opportunity for the bulls to continue the trend to the upside right here. Okay, and this was took place on April the 6th, 2020. And it shows that they didn't have what it took to, you know, continue the momentum to the upside. And of course, as you can see, as a result, the price has fallen back within. I'm speculating that this is the bearish accumulation range. Again, guys, this move should have never happened. If BTC was not ready to break out to the upside, it should have never broken above this bearish accumulation range that I'm speculating the price is currently trapped back within. Okay, and let me just kind of, maybe I can make this this case a little bit more clear. Let me just invert the chart here. Now, some of you are probably familiar with Carl from the Moon's channel, and if you've ever heard of him talk about a falling wedge, and I think you probably remember him saying something about like a dip below, right? Again, this is the inverted chart, the daily candles for BTC here. This would be considered the dip below. This, to me, represents, again, a fake out, but not only is it a fake out, it's actually an opportunity, again, my opinion, for the price action to build up even more momentum to make the breakout to the opposite side that much more aggressive, if that makes sense. Okay, so in an inverted case scenario, as you can see here, this would be the area in which they build up more momentum to make the breakout to the opposite direction that much more aggressive. Okay, and this is obviously to the downside on this inverted chart here. But again, guys, let's stay optimistic. BTC still has the opportunity, but it is like, it's crunch time. Like, it must happen now. You know what I mean? I'd like to see this thing happen within the next 6 hours. It has to show me. Otherwise, it's gonna roll over, guys. I'm telling you. And if I had to give you my opinion, the direction in which I think the market is going, honestly, the way the 12-hour is setting up, it looks more bearish than bullish to me. I know this, you see this little green candle here, everything looks good, but that's typically a sign that they're just keeping the green light on, you know, for the suckers who look for green lights as a buying opportunity. To me personally, that's never a buying opportunity for me. I like to sell on green and buy on the down days, on the declines. And also another thing that is kind of a bearish case, is kind of pointing out a more bearish case scenario for me, is this candle right here, as you can see, on this 12-hour. This is where we actually verified resistance on this 12-hour candle, April the 12th. We verified that area there as resistance. And notice we've been holding some pretty good support on that level here. You got here. As of recently, of course, we just broke down on this one, this candle here. So we're still within this falling, well, not within it. We've definitely broke below from a 12 hours perspective. And I mean, the direction in which it's leaning, I'm not comfortable, guys. I don't like this because BTC literally needs to like pull a rabbit out of the hat like now. So that's what I'm seeing, guys. Let's take a look at the stochastic. And the stochastic's in the lower region. Let's see, maybe there's a bullish case scenario. Okay, we didn't. What I look for is I look to see if it's actually touched the floor. It didn't touch the floor. Neutral on that. It's obviously in the lower region here, so the momentum shift back to the upside has potential because we're definitely below 20. And all it has to do now is, of course, make its way back to the upside and potentially have a aggressive bullish counter move from the current level, which is at about $6,659. Okay. So just got to keep our eye on this, guys. I'm actually going to lean more bearish if BTC does not close a candle's body above 7,100 within the next 24 hours, 48 hours, just to be, be optimistic. But I might have to lean more bearish. And to be honest with you, I was actually more bullish, I'd say about 48 hours ago, to be honest with you, because the price action was, it's not that difficult, guys, because here's what I do. Notice this candle right here on April the 10th. You see the selling interest stepped into the market. Not really much buying interest on that wick. You see that? Very, very small wick. So that means the buying activity was minuscule, right? However, the following 12-hour candle here actually showed some buying interest. Just a little buying interest. I mean, this right here would be considered the buying interest right here. Okay? So it's not much in comparison to this, gigantic candle. But it's buying interest, right? Nevertheless. So what I do at that point is I watch this line right here. I kind of take this wick and this body into consideration. So I'll just put a line right there on the body of the candle, right there. Okay. Now notice how we were, just kind of respecting that line on this day on April the 10th, 11th, 12th, 12th, and then the 12th here is where we had the move and we got a huge rejection, right? And then, of course, the selling interest stepped back into the market. Now, here's where it got interesting right here. Notice the selling interest came in with volume, but it wasn't able to actually close below this wick. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. There's still bullish potential. So obviously, you see the next candle came in right here, and they made a push. They made a push for it right there. Now, believe it or not, this is actually a bearish candle. This is definitely a bearish candle right here. However, it's below the mean average. Whenever you see a bearish candle, buying interest candle, this color, below the mean average, it has bullish potential. So as you can see, the selling interest came back into the market on the next candle. Wasn't able to follow through, and then the buying interest stepped back in. And that was all it could do right there. So, of course, obviously, selling interest back in the market, selling interest continuing the market. So now it is time. Like BTC needs to really, first of all, it has to get above this line, 6,800, to have a chance to do anything. After that, then it has to get above 7,100 and just continue the trends to the upside. Otherwise, 6,000, guys, instantly, just like that. 4-hour candle. Okay. So that's what I have. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Take care. Good day.